the movie you're watching was made recently, a portion of what you're seeing is probably computer generated. While some people argue that CGI is cheapening the medium, the market is still booming. And sadly, for any science fiction hipsters out there, it's no longer genre specific either. But despite all the criticisms, so many amazing things have been brought to life by CGI that we can't help but stand in awe of the artists and engineers behind the scenes who make the vision come to life. Using a process called chroma keying, they're able to insert a person into an environment. But to do so, some pretty hilarious things have to happen first. Before we jump into our list, can you guess the movie from these emojis? Stay tuned for the answer. And if you like what you see, feast your eyes on our catalog of videos by subscribing to our channel. In the meantime though, here are Screen Rant's 10 funny moments where actors were replaced by CGI.
That thing's part raptor.
Jurassic World. If we learned anything from the first 3 Jurassic Park movies, it's that dinosaurs are scary. We've spent decades living in fear as a result. But then, Jurassic World came along and shattered the meticulously crafted facade. As they're known to do, some set photos leaked onto the internet and gave a humorous glimpse into what life is really like for a velociraptor. And it's far less gnarly than you think. It turns out they're just a bunch of dudes in gray onesies dancing around with silly dino-shaped hats atop their noggins. And while that information gives us a good giggle, we're also a little jealous.
I lied to you.
I don't even know what that is.
Mozzarella, of course.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The inflatable costume has revolutionized the wardrobe industry and turns any regular Halloween party into a classy Halloween party. After all, nothing screams posh more than having to yell all your conversations over the buzzing of a small fan near your crotch. The motion capture actors behind the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles know what we're talking about, or at least their on-set costumes make it look like they might. People who were familiar with the franchise as kids have all dreamed of becoming a Ninja Turtle, and anyone who says otherwise is lying to your face, regardless of how cumbersome a shell might be. The Revenant. Leo may have won the Oscar, but everyone everywhere agrees that the bear was the Revenant's real MVP. We've not met one person who disagrees, and we probably never will. But in the interest of full disclosure, we have to tell you something. That wasn't a real bear. We know you're disappointed, we were too, until we saw the costume used to simulate the creature's on-set presence. And again, just like with Jurassic World's raptor costumes, we find ourselves overwhelmingly green with envy. Now that you're in on the secret, we wouldn't be surprised if you added the costume to your Amazon wishlist before this sentence was over. Iron Man 2. We've made our love for Robert Downey Jr. crystal clear over the years, but even we have to remember that he's a flesh and blood human being. And as such, the Iron Man costume must have been as awkward as a cow on ice. Thankfully though, some merciful soul in the FX department rigged up some sweet pajamas for Downey Jr. and co-star Don Cheadle. Sure, they still had to wear the helmets of their respective characters, but at least it wouldn't take them 3 hours to go to the bathroom anymore. Superman Returns. So far, we've seen examples of motion capture actors being replaced with cooler and more interesting big screen characters. But sometimes, people's performances are utilized with the sole intention of erasing them later. That may sound counterintuitive, but in practice it makes total sense. For example, you wouldn't trust a wind machine to do the hard job of blowing Superman's cape just so as he soars through the sky. Clearly, that kind of work should be left to the professionals, 2 gentlemen puppeteers in head-to-toe neon spandex.
Oh yeah, exfoliate me.
The Jungle Book. Last year's reimagining of The Jungle Book was great for a lot of reasons. For one, it was pretty cool to watch a then 12-year-old Neil Sethi act circles around a bunch of seasoned vets. But for many, the insane visual effects were the movie's crowning achievement. With super convincing animals of all kinds and a stellar ensemble cast, it's made almost $1 billion worldwide. But the reality of filming Sethi's scenes weren't as technologically advanced as you might think. For the most part, he was just tossed around and chased by a bunch of blue dudes wielding puppets. And, as you're about to learn, it was way safer than having any real animals on set.
Come on! Come on!
Life of Pi. Now make no mistake, tigers are not to be messed with. Sure, they were voted the world's favorite animal a few years back, but that doesn't mean they're friendly. As anyone who lives with one knows, cats are engineered to be the perfect killing machines. And tigers happen to be the largest breed of cat. So if you do the math, that automatically makes them the scariest. Some of them have even been labeled manhunters for their unusually predatory behavior towards humans. Now, given those facts, the choice to use a CGI version for the film adaptation of The Life of Pi was the right one, even though the stuffed dummy tiger they used on set made us question their ferociousness all over again. Lord of the Rings, King Kong, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and Star Wars The Force Awakens. Having an entire conversation about CGI actors and not mentioning Andy Serkis would be nothing but injustice. The man is responsible for some of the most hypnotic and interesting mocap performances ever. And if you've ever seen any of the most successful movies of the last 15 years, you're more familiar with his work than you realize. Gollum from Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, King Kong himself, lead monkey in charge Caesar from the recent Planet of the Apes installments, and Supreme Leader Snoke in 2015's Star Wars The Force Awakens. Given how impressive that small fragment of his resume is, we're willing to bet there were more than a few hilarious behind-the-scenes stories floating around.
Is your foot alright?
Star Wars Rogue One. The most recent installment in the Star Wars canon, 2016's Rogue One, earned praise for many reasons. But the slightly off-putting reconstruction of Grand Moff Tarkin proved to be a divisive element for the majority of the audience. Peter Cushing passed away in 1994. But because the filmmakers had permission to use his likeness, and because the character was such an important piece of the film's puzzle, the team made a call. Cushing's face was laid over top actor Guy Henry's body, and the result falls somewhere right in the center of Uncanny Valley, which, depending on who you are, is either terrifying or delightful, with no middle ground.
That guy was already up there when I got here.
Deadpool. Given that its lead star is Ryan Reynolds, you have to know even before the movie starts that Deadpool is going to be a good time, and sure enough, it is. Reynolds brings his signature rapid-fire wit, making him a perfect fit for the merc with a mouth. He's not the only comedian in the house either, and some of the best scenes include his banter with straight-faced funny man TJ Miller. But not all the comedy happened while the cameras were rolling. Colossus is an entirely CGI'd character, but the real-world man in the mocap suit had some sass of his own. Behind-the-scenes set photos show the stand-in teetering around in insane platform boots and working on his best duck face. If you don't know what that last one is, you've obviously never been a teenage girl posing trying to take a new display picture for their MySpace page. Get ready to pound those keys because we're interested in your opinion. There's a comment section down there for a reason and we want you to use it. Tell us how you feel about CGI replacing actors in the industry. Bad thing, good thing, best thing? Join the discussion, and if you're interested in mingling with our squad of movie enthusiasts, subscribe to our channel and sign up for notifications. It's amazing what a couple of clicks can do. Thanks for watching.